everyone, welcome to Gamespot's Day 3 stage show from San Diego Comic-Con. I'm your host, Chris Waters, joined by my man, Eric Tay.
What up?
Eric, give it to me here. We got a lot of stuff to give away today. We got a lot of demos to show you. We've got a lot of floor reports, like checking out cosplay, checking out booths, all the cool stuff from San Diego Comic-Con that brings hundreds of thousands of people to San Diego at this time of year, every year. Eric, how's your day been, man? Have you been out and about?
I went in a little bit with Justin. We saw the Smaug that you were talking about on preview night that I had not seen.
Oh
so
man, that thing is dope.
We'll see that later, a little bit later.
Yep.
And other than that, it's Saturday. It's day 3. It's a pretty crazy day. Everyone's out and about because all the kids can go to Comic-Con now, and it's just absolutely crazy inside. Absolutely crazy.
And as a sort of wrap-up bonus for Day 3, you're going to see a little bit more of this in the upcoming Sideshow Collectibles segment. But if you were watching GameSpot on Twitter, you know that we are going to be giving away a Nathan Drake statue. It's in this box right here, and it's friggin' massive and really cool. The way to win this guy, just go ahead and find the tweet on GameSpot's tweet line. This one, that's the one. Retweet that, and you'll be entered to win. We're gonna give it away on Monday, and I won't be doing that scatting thing during that giveaway, unfortunately, unless you ask for it. Hashtag ChrisScat. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Don't say that. All right, we're also giving away all this stuff, which get in the GameSpot chat and comment, and we will put you down on the list. We've already given away a bunch. We're going to go through this stuff and give away more, but we're going to go to a game demo now because games. But first, we got Lords of the Fallen coming up. We had them in here, talked about that game, which is like Soulsian, but also very action heavy. Looks pretty cool. But first, it's off to check out Sonic Boom out on the show floor and see what the Sonic and all his crazy pals are up to, besides wearing scarves and looking real jacked.
Hi there, I'm Anna Prosser-Robinson for GameSpot here on the front line at San Diego Comic-Con 2014. I'm with my new friend Marcella from Sega. Marcella, what are you here showing off at Comic-Con?
We're here showing off Sonic Boom, which is a brand new video game that we are demoing here for all the fans. Sonic Boom is a new branch of the Sonic universe that we've introduced this year. And not only do we have video games, but we also have a TV show being aired on Cartoon Network in the fall. And we also have a huge new line of merchandise, toys, apparel, that kind of thing. So many people come up to us and they tell us all about all their little history with Sonic. And they've been playing, I met a gentleman today who's played every single Sonic game. And he's really looking forward to Sonic Boom because it's a new kind of refreshing take on Sonic. What it means is, what we've done is we've taken the characters, for instance, and we sort of aged them up, and we're bringing back some of the irreverence that used to be in the 90s with Sonic. And so that's part of it, and we're giving more personality to each of the characters. So Sonic now is going to be playing a lot with his friends, Knuckles, Tails, Amy. They're all going to have more prominent roles, and their personalities are really coming out. And they're going to go on a lot of different adventures with a mix of comedy and action, so it'll be really fun. There's still the core characteristics that made them, each of those characters are still there. So we believe that it's great for not only new fans, but classic fans, Sonic as well. I mean, they'll all recognize these characters.
And what's new in terms of the gameplay? What are we going to see that's fresh?
For our Wii U version of the game, what's nice is that we've developed this game with a US-based developer. Big Red Button in Los Angeles is doing the Wii U, and San Francisco-based Sanzaro Games is doing our 3DS. And so they're bringing a kind of a new take to video games, and they're looking at what kids like to play and how they like to play it. So our Wii U version has got more open world exploration, combat, and that kind of thing. And then our 3DS has got some of the classic platforming, but we've got some puzzling, we've got also some more open world exploration. So it's really nice. We're kind of enhanced the gameplay to sort of what kids like to play today.
Well, I've seen so many people here in your booth. It seems like you're right. It has been appealing to a lot of people at Comic-Con. How's the Comic-Con experience been?
Oh, it's been great. I love seeing all the fans coming up. I love the enthusiasm. So for us, it's been awesome. We've had zillion people come for our Sonic Boom bags, and they're wearing it proudly. So it's really exciting.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I am also a Sonic fan and really identify with him as a part of my childhood. If you do as well, let me know. Tweet at Anna Prosser, and let's reminisce about some good old video game days. And be sure to check out Sonic Boom.
It was announced earlier this year, made a big splash at E3, and now at Comic-Con, folks are getting their hands on it. Lords of the Fallen, we're going to take a look at, and Steven Skelton is joining me on set, producer on the game. Steven, thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for having me.
You guys we took a look at your booth on the show floor a little earlier on our show a couple days ago, and you guys have got like a challenge there for people playing the game. You've got a giveaway. You got the whole Comic-Con production.
Yeah, we have a whole set of PS4s running the game that you can come and check out and put your hands on, play the game, and if you can beat the level all the way through the boss, you can get a T-shirt. And we also have Harkin's hammer, our main character's gigantic hammer replica.
I feel like your hands are really not far enough apart to indicate.
I can't. It's really
it's really
enormous.
Big, yeah.
And if you go to our Facebook page, there's a link there where you can enter a contest to win.
Win the hammer, and then figure out
where to put it.
I don't know. Do with it. That's your problem. But Lords of the Fallen, you're giving away T-shirts to people who beat that section. Did you bring a lot of T-shirts, or is it pretty tough?
It's pretty tough, and we got plenty of T-shirts, but it's a pretty big challenge because we've been actually had a lot of people coming and checking out the game, which is awesome. But I don't know, can't say what the exact statistics are, but only once in a while does somebody actually get through without dying at least once. And now that's the trick. You can't die to get the shirt. You can't die.
You could get through it, just die a few times, have a good time, but you're not getting the T-shirt.
No shirt.
So the game, Lords of the Fallen, is a challenging game.
Yeah, it's an action RPG. It's a challenging game, but we want to make it challenging but not frustrating. And
that seems like a tough line to walk.
It's a very tough line. But one of the things that I think works really well in Lords is the animation system, and you can really see the behavior of the enemies, and you can spend some time observing them and make tactical decisions based on what you observe and how they behave and how they indicate how they're going to come at you.
Well, we're going to get a look at it right now in action, and
there we go.
First off we see our, I hesitate to call him a hero, but protagonist, Harkin.
Yeah, that's your character, Harkin, and he's engaged in combat here. And you can see like the animation system is like really nice and smooth, and the characters give a nice indication about maybe what direction they're going to swing, what direction they're going to stab, so you have a chance to actually react to it without getting immediately clobbered.
And then thwack them with your glowing
the glowing staff,
flail.
which is looks like a cleric class weapon.
Okay, so there's a couple different. It's one character, but you can play him in a couple different classes.
Yeah, essentially there's three base classes: warrior, cleric, and rogue, and those determine your set of magical abilities, and that's what you get locked into for the game. But any equipment you come across, any weapons or armor or anything like that, you can mix and match. So
there's no cleric only rogue.
Right. Yeah. If you're a cleric class, you can put on warrior armor and use rogue weapons. So you can mix and match to your heart's delight. However you wanna play.
Very cool. So it looks like we jumped to another area because we're seeing the sword now is in action, and the shield, which I was going to comment on earlier. It just looked like a gaping, toothy maw.
Yeah, that's
which is kind of what the shoulder pads now look like.
Yeah, and they're probably part of the same set. So, but yeah, you're not restricted to using the same set. And there we go. You can kind of see. You can switch out all the equipment that you found. Whether it's weapons or armor or anything like that, and choose what you want, and your character will change, and your character's appearance will change as a result. And of course, the heavier the weapon or armor, the more encumbered you are. You move a little bit slower, but you've got more protection. So there's the trade-offs.
So some sort of familiar balances and trade-offs, as you said, in terms of the armor that you guys are bringing in. What is it? This is the kind of game that people are familiar with and have a lot of passion for. What are you guys sort of targeting in Lords of the Fallen to help it sort of carve out its own niche?
Well, with Lords of the Fallen, what we're doing is, first going for a challenging but not frustrating combat experience, and second, we have a bit more of a focus on a strong narrative in the character story.
Okay.
It's Harkin, your character, is brought into this conflict because thousands of years ago, humanity had this huge fight with this evil god and defeated the god, and everybody thought, great, we've eliminated evil from the world, so now anytime somebody commits a sin, we're just going to brand them an outcast and put a tattoo on their face and kick them out.
And send them out.
Yeah, but this evil god's forces have been returning to Earth, and nobody knows why. And they figure, let's fight evil with evil. Let's find the worst of the worst, the baddest dude we can find that's committed the most sins, and set him on this quest to figure out what's going on and to stop it, and that's you.
So you are a real salty dude.
Yeah.
And you are fighting a
lot of overdue library books. A lot of,
yeah. Parking tickets. Just, oh my goodness.
So
you wouldn't
so
believe.
you're a real bad dude, real tough, and it's your job to stop these forces, and then B, figure out why they're coming back, and ultimately try and stop.
If you're such a bad
guy.
dude, why do you care though, man? Like,
That's-
you're just like, well, you guys branded me a sinner,
Yeah.
tattooed my face. Forget you.
Well,
what the hell?
yeah, well, I mean, the trade-off is like, hey, you do this, then you can rejoin society, and you're
all
cool.
right,
But it's also,
Let you
you'll
back
find
in.
out the story has a little bit of a turn too, where as you progress through the game, you'll start to find clues that, like, well, maybe this evil god wasn't so evil. Maybe he shouldn't have been banished, and maybe I will or will not try and rebanish this guy.
Oh, all right. Maybe this
and so-
infiltrator
yeah.
who's like pooping out horrible blade puddles
Yeah,
isn't such a bad guy after all. Yeah, I gotta say, this thing is grossing me out, and
Yeah.
I kind of like it. Is that weird?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of the different creatures are really kind of awesome and unique, and yeah, this guy in particular.
I don't think I realized he had a giant toothy mouth
Yeah,
in
and
his
his
torso
tummy, yeah.
also. Fantastic. It just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Are you guys, is that sort of grotesquerie like part of one of the design things you're sort of focusing on in terms of creating that world?
Well, it's creating like a unique creature that stands alone by itself. That's also distinct from a lot of the other like major bosses, which are the lords of this fallen god. They're like the generals of his armies.
Okay.
is who the lords
So
are.
you're
These are
not
these
the
big guys.
lord, you're
you're fighting the
lords.
lords.
Gotcha.
So so to make each one of these guys as unique and interesting as possible. So there's that guy who's the tripody spider crazy thing, and there's a guy that's earlier who's more of kind of like a traditional giant armored guy who's really menacing. So we've got a lot of different variety.
He doesn't necessarily squirt things out that then grow on the floor.
No, but he's got some really cool attacks when you get him hurt pretty bad. He gets really angry and tears off all his armor and then just starts going crazy.
Doesn't
So-
seem prudent, but I guess
He's angry,
you
he
don't get
gets
to be
angry,
a lord
yeah.
of the fallen without knowing a thing or two about killing things.
Exactly.
Speaking of, there was a few moments we saw there that was sort of like execution moments or something a little earlier on. So the enemy behavior changes over the course of the battle.
Yeah.
In some ways.
Yeah, and it's also as you're fighting, depending. I mean, you can execute timed combos that will let you chain into some of those kind of specific attacks.
Okay. So you yourself, now do those combos, are those things you kind of learn? Are they weapon dependent? Are they just kind of general attack pattern stuff?
It's an attack pattern and kind of and based on position and timing where you are in relation to the enemy, and then it'll kick in.
Okay, cool. So it seems like you guys have sort of the evil versus maybe good story stuff going on. You've got a couple inflection points in this story, but seems like a lot of your focus is on that combat.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the core of the game. I mean that's the heart of the game is the intense tactical combat, one-on-one or a couple on one. So it's never going to be like 100 guys coming at you. It's
Sure.
like whack, 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 whack. It's very tactically.
You need to be engaged with that enemy and sort of reading them and reacting to them as opposed to just threshing your way through.
Yeah, you don't get too
horror.
far just running in and just starting to hack away.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Are there any other sort of modes you guys are putting in here in addition to sort of the main thrust of the campaign?
No, well, I mean that's the main game itself. There are like side quests and stuff that you'll find. So in how the game is structured, so it's kind of a network hub structure. So there's a central monastery that you keep returning to and finding new bits and pieces of the story and equipment and areas, and then as you go out to different areas. And
So you can kind of choose which areas you
a little bit,
head
there's
towards.
a little bit of that. So and there's also with the limited edition, which if you pre-order, that you automatically get bumped up. North America, South America, you get bumped up to the limited edition.
Nice.
And that includes a DLC package which has an additional quest and a demonic weapon set, which gives you a set of daggers and a sword and a hammer and the soundtrack.
Just some normal looking daggers, though. I mean,
No, they're demonic.
Yeah, okay. They're demonic.
Yeah.
And as we saw,
I mean, maybe normal-looking demonic daggers. But,
Sure, certainly have a flair for the demonic, I guess. So, folks who are interested in the game, what platform is it coming out on?
It's coming out for next-gen systems, so Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
All right, very cool. Is that and you guys are targeting a release this year or like early next? What
October 28th.
October 28th.
Yeah.
Not even a target. You guys.
Yeah, that's our release
set.
date. Yeah.
Very cool. I think I've got a question or two coming in here. Let me just check on it real quick. While we're doing that, tell me a little bit more about Harkin and this sort of. I mean, do you get to know him as a character, or is he sort of you, the player, as a character?
No, I mean,
have voice acting.
Yeah,
stuff like that?
No, he's got voice acting. And there's a character, and there are story element and cutscenes that you'll find throughout the game that'll kind of illustrate in his backstory and what is currently happening to him. So yeah, you're driving him, but you also get his character.
All right, and we've got a question coming in over Twitter, wondering about actually the character choices, because I feel like that's something that people like really sort of perk up at.
Yeah.
Oh, I can choose. I can make the game different for myself. I might want to replay it. Like, are there many of those sort of moments, or is it just kind of at the end you decide the fate of the whole world?
Well, no, I mean the at the end there's a couple of ways the story can end. So you can go back and you can play it a little bit differently.
Okay.
Or you can go back if you want to, like, hey, I want to redo it as the warrior class. There's like 3 different classes, so you can play through it with the 3 different classes and the 3 different sets of magical abilities by itself.
And the magical abilities we saw, I think it felt like most of the attacks we were seeing were melee based. How much sort of is a balance between melee and magic in your attack patterns?
Well, the magic is really meant as kind of like your big gun.
Okay.
So it's meant to be used once in a while, as opposed to the weapons, which are your primaries. So they're basically, the magic is used as like, okay, I need help to get out of a bad situation, or I want to use it very tactically to whittle down a bad guy.
And there's actually another question coming in about the magic for each class. That's the distinguishing point, really.
Yeah.
So can you give us an example of how those are delineated?
Well, it's basically, you can probably imagine from the different classes, warrior is more offensive types of magic. The cleric is more defensive, and kind of like one of his things is, he can create duplicates of himself that will fool enemies. So it's really good to use. Like some of the guys, you can get behind a guy and get him. And the thief is a little more stealthy. So it's kind of go along those lines.
All right, Stephen. Well, Lords of the Fallen coming out. Say that date again.
October 28th.
October 28th for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks a lot.
Showing the game off and talking about it. That's Lords of the Fallen, folks. If you want to know more, check out Gamespot.com. We've got a bunch of videos and articles up on it. You can get a bigger, meatier taste, and it might taste weird because of all the demonic stuff, but I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Justin here, and I'm talking with Francis, the Senior Director of Marketing over here at Capcom. And Capcom, as always at San Diego Comic-Con, has some awesome merchandise. If you could walk me through maybe some of the cooler things that you guys are selling this year.
Well, Justin, this year, actually, Capcom is always known for having a really vibrant store with a lot of selections of exclusives and things for our fans. This year's our biggest store ever with over 95 products. First and foremost, our hottest item right now is the Mega Man replica helmet, as you see here. If it's the first time ever this has ever been done, which is hard to imagine, you'd think it would all these years, right? And what's cool about it is it's made out of chrome resin. The helmet comes off the base, and it's lit up. So it's powered by a USB cord, so it could go connect to your computer or to an AC adapter. You can take the helmet off, on. It comes in the standard Mega Man blue, as well as a variant when he's in the red. So right now, though, the red one, we have a more limited number, so we're limited to 1 per person. The other cool items we have is, for Monster Hunter fans, we have this Monster Hunter plush for the Rathian and the Yan-Koot creatures. Comes in a nice little eggshell packaging. Plus, you can display it in half of the eggshell. It's balanced by itself. Fans are loving that, too. Other things we have to move on is, for Street Fighter fans, we only have one. Well, we had Chun-Li here, and we had Ryu here. They're sold out. That's how it goes at Comic-Con, right? Things sell out really fast.
I feel kind of sad for Ken, though. He's all sad and lonely by himself.
Really sad, but you know what's cool about it is the first appearance ever of Ken is by a company called IP Factory. And what's cool about this plush is there's a wire infrastructure in the body. So you can actually pose his arm and legs into Street Fighter type moves. So not only is it cute, it's kind of like an action figure too. Another Capcom store exclusive is the Street Fighter watch. Now this is a true high-end collectible. Last year we made one, it was a Resident Evil Umbrella Corporation watch, all black with the Umbrella logo. This year we're following up with the Street Fighter watch with the Shadowloo symbol right there at the 12 o'clock point. It's made by a company called Meister. It's high-end Japanese watch technology, stainless steel, 10 meters water resistant, leather band, individually numbered, only 250 units. Comes in this nice display case with the Shadowloo logo, retail $250. And we've already moved about 50 of them. And it's not only been halfway through day one. So those are the true fans. Some other things I like to show is Street Fighter Assassin's Fist is our live action web series that's debuted on machinima.com a couple months ago. And this is the first time we have t-shirts and gears, iPhone cases, belts, all that related to that. And Ultra Street Fighter 4 just came out last month for DLC, and it's also going to be available for 360 and PS3 on August 5th. So to celebrate that, we have the exclusive t-shirts by a company called Kaneda, featuring Hugo, DiCaprio, Rolento, Poison, and of course Elena. So those are just some of the items we have. We do have also a Mega Man denim jacket, which we can go over take a look at later. That is all hand stitched. We only have 80 units of that for the true Mega Man connoisseur.
Yeah, let's go over and check out that jacket. Right. So here's the jacket. You said there were only 80 of these made?
No, there was 300 of them made.
300 made.
We had 200 as a pre-order, and then we have about 80 left. It's hand-stitched. It says Mega Man without screaming Mega Man, right? Nice subtle designs, shows its color schemes. Even the zipper is yellow, where the Buster would be. I would like to show you, though, this Mega Man Buster that's made by Think Geek, our friends at Think Geek. This is only a prototype. It's not for sale. Everyone's disappointed. But what's cool, it's hard ABS plastic. You can stick your hand in there. It lights up. It makes the pew, pew, pew sound. And we're just letting fans see it. It's the first prototype, first working prototype anywhere. Let the fans see it now. It'll be available this fall, Think Geek.
Very cool.
Some of the, like I said, we have like 90, 95 products. But those are the key things that everyone's kind of going for this year at San Diego Comic-Con.
Is there anything that you, in specific, you set aside for yourself? You're like, I have to keep this for myself.
I might hang on to that Mega Man Buster prototype. How's that? It's the only one there is.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for talking with me, Francis. Some awesome stuff here at the San Diego Comic-Con from the Capcom booth, and we're going to be checking out more stuff, so stay tuned.
One of the coolest spots to visit at San Diego Comic-Con is the Sideshow Collectibles booth. You saw us taking a tour of it earlier, and now we've got Mike Tolentino here from Sideshow Collectibles with his buddy Nathan Drake. And Mike, thanks for coming by and bringing your friend.
Thank you for having us. It was fun. It was an adventure getting here. Nathan always gets lost. We have our Nathan Drake premium format figure available at sideshow.com. This is a cool figure because it's got the full cloth costume. I mean, he's from head to toe. He's got the pants on, the thermal. You can
half tuck that thing in the
back. You can,
yeah.
for swag.
Yeah.
He's got the swagger.
For that quintessential Drake look.
Yes. He's got his little scarf for when he's chilly. And his bandoliers it's all leather, it's all hand stitched. You can see the thread lines and everything. It's really cool, really well put together.
And you can put this on, like you were putting this together earlier, and I hope you don't mind me calling you out.
I totally messed it up.
You had the bandolier on the wrong way. We checked the image, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You got to get our Drake.
He had to authenticize me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can dress it, you can customize it. If you don't want his man purse on, he can take his man purse off, or satchel, if you will. But yeah, so it's
satchel. Yeah, that's a good word.
Man purse. But yeah, you can do it in a lot of different ways. He also has a switch out hand that comes out.
God, no!
So you can pull that off, and you can put his pistol in. You can take his pistol out of his holster there. So there's a lot of different options. We try to make it so you can have fun with your statue, and it's not just
a static thing. I mean, it goes on your mantelpiece next to your picture of your family and other cherished items.
Yeah, it's like family, grandparents, Drake.
Yeah, in that order. We got to have some perspective.
Yeah. And this is cool. And we're trying to do. We don't just want guys that are standing still. We want to make our statues sort of leap out, and he's literally leaping over this wall at you. And it's just a really dynamic piece, and we're giving it away here. I
Yes,
guess
we
that's
are.
the
Yeah,
thing.
that's the extra exciting thing is that you can win this. All you got to do is go on Twitter. GameSpot just tweeted giveaway tweet. There it is. All you have to do is retweet that this weekend. On Monday, we'll be picking the winner and giving this away to a happy and healthy home. Fortunately, because Nate has seen a lot of stuff.
He
in
has.
his life.
He needs a good, solid home.
Yeah,
Someone to love him.
supportive.
Leave some water out for him.
He gets thirsty with all the mantling
Yes.
and the flinging
And the scarf.
himself hither and yon. Very cool, Mike. But you guys have a huge booth at the show floor, as well as a bunch of new stuff you're showing off at San Diego Comic-Con. Talk to us a little bit about that stuff.
Sideshow Collectibles booth 1929. We're showing tons of new stuff right now. Our DC statues that we're revealing. We have our Batgirl, which is brand new, Power Girl, and the Lobo, which is cool. Lobo's about this big. He has a companion piece, his dog, which is a roided out pit bull or bulldog.
Nice.
And he's got two heads. He's got a switch out Simon Bisley head to make it more of the classic, and then he's got these cool dreadlock space dreadlocks. It's fantastic.
Space dreadlocks.
Space dreadlocks.
Sold.
You had me at space dreadlocks. Switch out hand with the flaming skull. He's got a sickle. It's just really cool. And leatherwork. Our cut and sew team really puts that dynamic touch to it because it just adds a different layer to the
You used that
statues.
term earlier, cut and sew team. So give me the structure of what different teams. So you've got a different team for the cloth. You got a different team for other elements.
So first we start off on design, and then we'll break down to a sculpt. So they'll digitally do it, but with ZBrush, or they'll get a big hunk of clay and sculpt it by hand. And then from there we mold it out, and then it goes to our paint team and our cut and sew team. So the paint teams will paint all the different parts of it.
Yeah, that's how you get the 5 o'clock. I've been lost in the desert for weeks shadow. Yeah.
And then our cut and sew team will put together the costume on a body, and we'll send that out to make sure we can get the right materials so he has that dingy, dirty look to his clothes. It's not just brand new cotton. It's, I mean, you can see it's all just detailed and weathered, and he looks gross. He looks like he smells.
Let's get a nice butt shot there.
There we go.
Looking
and
good,
the
Nate.
untucked.
Yep. Get the half tuck. Yeah, totally. So
no tramp stamp.
So you get it together, and then do you have to sort of consult with Naughty Dog or Sony?
Yeah.
about
Naughty
it,
Dog. They work with us almost from the beginning as far as approving the concept and then making sure that we represent what it is they want us to make for them.
Cool. So obviously Sony and Naughty Dog you guys have worked with. DC you've done a ton of work with, but that's not the limit of Sideshow Collectibles.
Yeah, we also have Marvel. We just actually revealed some Marvel 6-scale figures, which we're really excited about. Those are the articulated 12-inch figures.
Okay, 6 scale. What that means that they're
6 scale.
1/6
Yeah,
scale?
1/6. So if you're 1 scale.
Yep.
So if we did a 1/4 scale of you, it'd be this guy, and then if we did a 6 scale of you,
Be
version
about a
of
foot
you,
tall.
Yeah, about a foot tall, 30 points of articulation, and we just revealed at the show our Deadpool and our Wolverine figure, and those both are amazing. What's cool about these ones is we're taking a little bit of artistic license of how they're designed. So these aren't designs that you've seen before in comics. Like the Wolverine actually has like a brown leather look to him, and he's got these cool gauntlets on his forearms. So we're doing a little bit off the beaten path.
That's really interesting because, I mean, within comics, of course, we've all seen superheroes have umpteen costumes depending on what incarnation of the hero it is. But for you guys to get to sort of put your own creative spin on it, that
it's
must
fun.
be pretty cool.
Yeah, the creative team has a blast doing it because we're all fans of the properties, and we all have ideas of what they should be and how they should look. So it's a culmination of just everyone's working together, which it's always a great end product.
And we were talking earlier, speaking of the sort of that creativity, you guys are really getting to flex that now with the new thing you guys are taking on.
The Court of the Dead, courtofthedead.com. That is our own IP, so it's our own independent property, and it is incredible. The story is heaven and hell have been waging war forever, and mankind's souls are trapped in the middle. So death is tired of it, and he decides, he's almost like the Professor X of the underworld. He starts taking all these souls and gathering his Court of the Dead to rise up and overthrow heaven and hell. The motto is rise, conquer, rule. And there's 3 factions. So there's flesh, bone, and spirit.
Ugh.
Exactly. It's kind of gross.
A little gross, but kind of cool.
But you need all three to survive. You need your flesh, you need your bone, you need your spirit.
Naturally, that's
And
science.
Exactly, science. We all learned that. And they all work together, and it's almost a Game of Thrones in the underworld, because there's a lot of political intrigue, backstabbing. Not only do we have these statues that we're putting out, but we have a graphic novel in the works. We have possible video games in the works. We're really spreading it out to get this property, and everyone's been super excited about it at the show. If you're at the show, come to the booth. There's a full circus tent in the middle of our on the middle of the booth floor, and you can see all the future offerings that we're going to have of Court of the Dead.
Neat. Now it seems like you guys at Sideshow Collectibles, you have this creative team that is, responsible for taking a still image of Nathan Drake or maybe a 3D model and turning it into this.
That big dynamic statue.
You've got the creative engine there, and that interpretation. It must just be pretty friggin' cool for the artists to get to conjure things out of their own brain.
And they can go unchecked too, which is great because we don't have to be bound by. Like we said, we love working with Naughty Dog and Star Wars and Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
But to be able to play in our own sandbox, it's super fun. Just because everyone's flexing their creative juices, and the product speaks for themselves. You can tell it's a labor of love.
And so it's not just going to be an assortment of figures and statues. It's going to be a graphic novel.
A graphic novel in the works. We might even do different formats of the figures. So right now they're all quarter scale, but they might, if the interest warrants, they could go to 12-inch figures. They can go to life-size busts. We have some. So we have a lot of things planned. It just depends where the momentum takes us.
Sure, depends. Yeah, sort of what catches on and where you guys sort of feel like you want to go with it. Do you have a favorite among the Court of the Dead?
Court of the Dead. There's a figure called Aglavale, which is the executioner, and it's disgusting. He's got these little fingers over coming under his chin, and he's got this dog that we call Doglavale, and he's got human hands for paws.
The dog has human hands for paws.
Super creepy. And then there's the Red Death, which it's the guy holding the mat and just is what we call it because he's just holding his innards. It's
Could
so
you
good.
sculpt this more?
And I think that was a design.
More there.
That was the art direction. But they all look great, and they look. Like I said, the feedback on it has been super positive, so we're really excited.
I take it back. It's horrifying that you guys are taking your own creative license with this stuff.
It's a little bit scary that that's what comes out of us.
I'm a little frightened, but very cool for you guys at Sideshow Collectibles. And if folks are interested in Court of the Dead, they can check some more stuff out where?
courtofthedead.com. We also have a number of giveaways this year. We're doing, if you go to courtofthedead.com, you could win the Queen of the Dead. If you go to sideshow.com/win solo, you could win the life-size 1-to-1 Han Solo.
Life-size?
Life-size, 1-to-1. So about that. So if you have someone living with you, you will have to have them move to the closet.
Sure, yeah. Han Solo requires a bedroom.
He does.
Yeah.
A themed bedroom. We're giving away a Hulk statue from the Avengers, so that's sideshow.com/smash. That's the maquette from the Avengers. And we're giving away Harley Quinn. So that one, I believe, is sideshow.com/Harley.
And so you actually sell these things too, though, right?
We do, yeah.
You don't just do a bunch of giveaways?
We spend all this time and we just hand them out like candy. No, yeah, sideshow.com is our main website. Okay. It's our blog, it's our store. We sell direct to customers. You can also buy them at your local comic book stores if they carry them. But the store, the customer service team at Sideshow is great. They'll help you out. We have FlexPay, so when you can't afford it, we can just take your money a little bit at a time.
Very accommodating of you, Mike. Very generous.
We're givers. It's what we do.
We give you opportunities to give us money in exchange for this cool stuff. Of course, Nathan Drake
who
here
doesn't
again
want Nathan Drake,
is one of the giveaways, and we're doing it through Gamespot, through the generosity of the folks here at Sideshow. All you have to do is get on Twitter, follow Gamespot, and find that tweet about the giveaway. Retweet it this weekend, and we'll be picking the winner on Monday. Mike Tolentino, thank you so much for coming on by.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you guys for the Drake. We're gonna find him a happy home, and sideshow.com, courtofthedead.com. Check it out, folks.
Thank you.
So if you want Nate Drake to be gracing the mantelpiece next to Graham and the fam, we got this box. I'm gonna send it to you. Do a retweet, and you can win it. And you can pop off its arm and freak everyone out in the chat. That's right, chat. Gamespot.com, twitch.tv/Gamespot. Join us there. We're there chatting and taking your questions during the tape segments and whatnot, and also getting prepped to give stuff away, because we've been giving stuff away. Tay,
All the time.
Speaking of which, you guys saw in the Capcom booth those Mega Man helmets, and you've seen, if you've been watching, why don't you go? You go. You get it. Gently.
I got it.
Eric broke a phone before the show.
No, I didn't.
It was your own.
Sort of.
Check it out. Mega Man helmet. We're giving this away to you to put on your cat or not as you see fit. The way to win this is do a little Photoshop, a little image editing. Put, what do we want, Peter? Cat as Mega Man?
Yeah, Photoshop your cat as Mega Man,
Pho-
or anyone from the series.
Photoshop a cat as Mega Man or anyone from the Mega Man series, and Peter Brown will adjudicate and decide who gets to win one of these guys. You don't have to have Photoshop skills. There are free online editing programs. There's literally no barrier here, except like your Twitter account and some of your time. We have been giving away swag from Comic-Con the whole show every day, and I'm going to read off a list of winners here because we got some people confused in the chat whether or not they won. So, we gave away Kerrigan Pop vinyls to the Black Speed and Scraggly Bear, a Hardline poster to Watch Dogs Rules, Stress Cubes to Saturated Butter, Goob Shoe Riot, Girl Draco, Hiplet. Saturated Butter is written twice, so I guess we have an extra
Saturated
Stress Cube
Butter
to give away.
X2.
You're not getting two. Sorry.
One
Spire
for each
88.
hand. No?
Marlo BC got an Assassin's Creed t-shirt, of
Nice,
which there's
right
one
here.
more. Hold that up
more.
for us.
All
Let's
right,
see that.
Let's do it. It's all folded nicely by Chris until I
You can.
reveal.
Oh yeah, this is based on the Assassin's Creed experience here that you may have seen Anna Prosser Robinson running through. We gave Danny I-89 the Witcher 3 tote bag, which was full of a bunch of Witcher books, which have been won by Lando Plumley, Yellow Sanchez, J4R4TE, and Pixels and Nonsense. We also have 4 Witcher comics right here, yet to give away, as well as this Witcher art, which comes with a code to get beta access to the Witcher Digital Adventure board game, as well as the Witcher comics. So, Witcher comics, Witcher art with the board game giveaway, t-shirt. We've got these Zeratul figures to give away. That's a StarCraft thing.
Yeah.
They're invisible. I mean, you can
Sort
see
of.
them. They might glow in the dark. It says some weird alien stuff on it. You can win it. We also gave away the Nether Fairy Dragon from the Blizzard booth to Rusher, 25L, and Girl Draco. And Mr. Big Glasses gets a Rise of the Incarnates comic. We've still got some plushies to give away. Hold up the Whimsyshire Goblin, will you, Eric? Eric, what does that thing sound like? Say something in its voice. Pretty good. Not bad. You did a good job. Thank you. We're giving away 2 of those and a whole bunch of Halo Nightfall posters, which you see over next to Eric. Yeah. Oh, and you use the Witcher book to prop it up. Yeah, you can win one of these guys. And also the final bit of Witcher swag, a notebook, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So, how do you win all this cool stuff? Join us in the GameSpot chat and just sound off. We'll be taking winners from there and giving stuff away. Pretty
Sick.
fun. It's pretty fun to give stuff away, Tay. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to win some sweet swag and goodies?
Nobody doesn't not want to win it, I think, is an okay way to say that.
I guess so.
All right, well, we've got another game demo coming up for you, Project Cars. We checked out some racing in that new sort of community crowdsourced racer. It's a little interesting how they've gone about the development process, so stay tuned for that. But coming up first, we're going to be checking out Ubisoft and what they're up to here at Comic-Con. There's some assassination. There's probably some Far Cry in there. Probably not assassination.
Not yet. We're going to check out some Smaug. Because remember that dragon we talked
My
about?
document is inaccurate.
Well, you know, sometimes people like to feed you
Mutiny. You toss
some,
it.
some bad information. But I believe production over there said we're going to check out some Smaug. So let's go check that out. A big dragon head and stuff. Rah.
Hey guys, Justin Haywald here from Gamespot.com. We're hanging out at San Diego Comic-Con 2014, and right now I'm at the Weta booth talking with Luke Hawker, who is the Mold Room team leader for Weta. What is it that you do exactly for Weta here?
Well, I'm in charge of making sure that the products we make and the props that we're making for films get reproduced in the right way. So whether it be for a computer game sort of publicity or for an actual movie, I make sure that what we make and all the art that goes into it gets to be the final product and be made in a way that's appropriate and gets to be smashed around as much as it can be.
Yeah, so movies and video games, you literally bring this stuff to life. And one of the reasons that we're here is because nothing stands out here at Comic-Con more than this massive Smaug dragon. And I was told that you had a direct hand in making this huge creation.
Yes, well, the team back in New Zealand, they made the model of the dragon, and then it was milled out, and a group of sculptors, made it look as good as it did. And then it was my job to get that sculpture and reproduce it in a product called fiberglass, which was going to be able to be put up at the booth. So I had to break it into a whole bunch of pieces, put huge split lines in it, and made sure it could go up and only weigh about 1,200 pounds. Yeah.
What is it that goes behind putting together something that's this big and lights up and it has moving eye parts? And
it's a lot of scratching your head and trying to figure out which ways you can break things and break molds and make sure that it does what you need to do. But it's a lot of reverse engineering and then forward thinking, and a lot of experience comes into it.
And you also have some more stuff on display here at the booth. I mean, there's a lot of really awesome weapons and neat things here. You had a direct hand in putting this book together over here.
Yes, this book is a 20th anniversary of Weta, because Weta's been around now for 20 years at the company. And Richard asked me, if being with the company for 14 years, if I would write the history of Weta, which was a very daunting task. And I said I would, and yeah, I decided to do the team the best I could and give everyone an insight into the company, but also what it is we do. And there's quite a bit of technical stuff in there, which is been a bit silly because I'm a bit of a silly person, but hopefully it's a good read and people can learn about how we make the things we do.
And I think the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit have really elevated what people know about and what they think about Weta, but you also do a lot of really cool stuff with video games, and I think you were saying that you've done some work with Terra.
Yes, Terra approached us to do some promotional items for their game, and so we've made some high-end representations of their props, which we do as if it was like any other feature film, and we've taken their models and turned them into a physical thing and aged them and then reproduced them as any movie prop. So yeah, that was quite a cool project actually to get such very quite large fantasy designs, and in order to make them work physically. It was very, very, very hard, but rewarding.
Is that something that the team uses for reference, or is that something that they're going to be selling? What do they use those life-size props for?
They're for promotional things, and also sometimes just to giveaways and things like that. I think Blizzard use us quite a lot for their staff to have presents and things, and it's just kind of fun in order to see something that's a digital thing and see how it would actually be in physical. It's quite cool.
And Terra's not the only game you've worked on. There's some other projects you've been doing as well.
Yes, Grey Goo, Weta did a whole bunch of design. Our design team work in all different fields, and they did some design work for Grey Goo. And we just come off a really, really big franchise that I can't really talk about, but that was a really awesome project. Like that really pushed us, and we're all really got behind it, and very happy, and hope the fans are happy once it comes out that we did the game justice.
Well, I know a lot of people will be really excited to find out what that is, and everything that what it does is literally real looking. Like it's something you can reach out and touch. Thanks so much for talking with me, Lou.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming along.
Yeah, and for even more San Diego Comic-Con news, stay tuned to Gamespot.com.
Hey there, folks. Chris Waters here at San Diego Comic-Con on the GameSpot stage, and joining me now, Brian Hong, Director of Marketing for Project Cars. Brian, welcome.
Thank you.
Excited to have you here. Comic-Con treating you guys well?
Yeah, we're having a great time. We got our booth on the floor showing off all our games, including Project Cars.
Including Project Cars, which we've got in action right now. And this is, it's one of these, just your garden variety, beautiful racing game that makes you really glad you bought a next-gen system, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we're really excited about the game. Project Cars is the community-assisted racing simulator by the studio Slightly Mad. For racing game fans, they'll remember that those are the fellas that were responsible for the Need for Speed Shift series.
Need for Speed Shift. Yeah. Well, we got a lot of fans of that on GameSpot, actually. And you said community-assisted, right? So what is that? I mean, I feel like the challenge for a racing game is to carve out a niche. And it sounds like community-assisted is your thing. What does that mean?
Yes, this is the first AAA racing game that was actually crowdsourced. So through the world of mass development, the studio has been able to get donations and members to join this community, and they've been getting access to play the builds every couple of weeks and provide tons of their feedback on what they want in a racing game.
Do they want that turn to be a little wider? Is that
They want it
feedback?
to be unforgiving. You know, it's been great because they've been providing a lot of reference imagery, a lot of feedback on the handling.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, the studio has said, and they like to say that this is a racing game for racers, by racers.
By racers. Yeah, so that's the question. I mean, you know, you're getting feedback on the handling of these cars, and I feel like the kind of people, you know, not everyone who's giving you feedback on it has been behind the wheel of one of these on a racetrack. But but there are these enthusiast communities that you can tap into, and the knowledge base there is just tremendous.
It is, and because they've been able to give that feedback, it's actually allowed the community an unprecedented level of involvement, you know, in the game design. They run polls to see, you know, what tracks do you want, what cars do you want. So they're really, it's not just kind of lip service like, hey, thanks for your money, we're going to go make the game. They've been asking, hey, what tracks do you guys want to see? What cars do you want in the game? How do you want the game to be, you know, set up and put together? So.
And I imagine can also get a bit challenging for you guys because, you know, yeah, I want to see every licensed track across the planet. I want to see some space tracks. I want, you know, like, I mean, you guys got to narrow it down a little bit. There are sort of developer design decisions you have to do to sort of pare it down. So what have been sort of the boundaries you guys have been sort of trying to channel all this feedback into?
Well, I think the developer definitely wants to try and please as many of the fans as they can, but they do understand at the end of the day, this isn't the only racing game that's come out up to this point. So I think they're trying to find that good balance between, you know, offering out cars that people want to see versus having cars in there that are unique and, you know, maybe not seen before. So.
Well, which I gotta ask now, what kind of cars are unique and not seen before? I mean, are we talking like concept cars or?
Well, you know, yeah, they've got a lot of different cars, not just the most modern ones, but they've got a lot of the classics in there as well. I know that most recently they've talked about their partnership with Nissan. So the GTR, which is the favorite car of, you know, car fanboys everywhere. The 2014 Nismo is going to be in the game, so that should be pretty exciting.
Sure, that's probably a car.
That is.
Can you tell that I'm not like super car community guy?
Yeah. Well, no, if you get into one of those things, yeah, the acceleration's face ripping. It's awesome.
So yeah, well, tell me about, you know, so I am not like a, you know, super knowledgeable when it comes to car racing, obviously. What's in this game for me? What do you got?
Well, the tracks and the cars we've talked about, I think when you think about the level of handling and the game features, one thing that differentiates this game from once before it is when you get started in the game, you're going to have access to race all the cars in the different disciplines right out of the gate.
Okay.
That's one thing that I think the community has kind of said, hey, why do I have to race forever to unlock every single car?
I want to grind through this entire class of cars.
Right.
I don't really care to drive, just to drive the one I really want to.
Yeah, I want to open up the cabinets. I want to see peanut butter jelly. I want to get it all, you know.
You got some rich cabinets. Yes. Delicious.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about the structure of the game. You know, is there sort of, do you chart a career? Do you sort of work within different car disciplines and car types? Like,
yeah,
how does that go?
There's the GT racing, there's open wheel, there's even kart racing. In season mode, you can get right in, create your own race car driver, and as you go into the different disciplines and you have success in there, basically you'll gain the accolades points and your reputation points. And as you get in, when you want to do online racing with, they've stress tested up to, I think, 30 plus at the same time. They've tested it, but right now they are talking about having about 16 to 20 in multiplayer.
Okay.
So this is great because if you start your own lobby and it's private, you can race with your friends if you want to. If you just want to go out and compete against other racers of your same ilk, the network driver series in there will actually match you with people who have about the same level of driving experience as you as well.
And that's tied to that reputation you were talking about, right, and your own in-game successes and how much time you put into it?
Right.
All right. And so yeah, in terms of online modes, I mean, are we talking just kind of like one-off races, like a racing series, or any kind of grander plans along like a year-long Formula One racing competition?
I think it's going to allow you to have the flexibility to do the one-off races as well as get into much longer series in the seasons. So I know that they're still working out a lot of the details on the setup of the game as they get in with the community and keep getting their feedback. But that's
And that's leading up to release. But I feel like if you're a community-driven game, you release the game, your community gets bigger because now people can actually get the game in their hands. You can let them know through the game, like, hey, we're a community-driven game. Are you guys going to be continuing that kind of support and that kind of tweaking and adding new content based on community desires after release?
Right, yeah, because the way that the game development has gone, I mean, they've been constantly getting feedback and running those tweaks. I think the intent is fully to continue on getting that feedback all the way through. In a lot of ways, this has been something of an experiment in terms of game development. I mean, I think fans have never had this much access and input, and the developer is, I think, slightly mad is trying to make sure that everyone's voices are listened to.
Well, that does sound slightly mad, but
yes.
The game looks like it's shaping up pretty well, and I guess, is it possible, so folks, if they watch this demo and they're thinking like, yeah, I'd like to community contribute to this slightly mad endeavor, is there a way that they can sort of get involved?
Well, they actually, once they started the funding, I believe they had over 80,000 folks ultimately sign up to join the community. They had 6 tiers that you could actually buy into, starting from junior all the way to senior member, and that gave you different levels of access and different levels of interaction with the developer. But I think right now, when you think of just that alone, that's kind of unique. But another piece that we haven't talked about yet is virtual reality. That's something that's going to be
virtual reality.
Yeah,
the future.
Yeah. So one of the things that they want this game to be compatible with is the Oculus Rift and the Project Morpheus headsets. So they'll be giving out more details on how that actually works. But we do know right now that they've been doing a lot of testing on it. They've actually been posting videos on YouTube showing the the physics with your head inside the helmet and kind of seeing the 360 perspective. So
no kidding.
That is something we're really excited about to show once it kind of gets off the ground.
That's neat. Yeah, and that's a lot of developers are sort of telling us that they're experimenting with it, they're checking it out, but I think that in the next year it's really looming that we're going to get to see so many of these games put into the Oculus Rift, into the Sony Morpheus, and see how it turns out. It's very exciting. But speaking of peripherals, you guys are also offering support for a range of driving peripherals, yes? So wheels and pedals and shifts and stuff like that? Yeah,
I mean, there's been a lot of licensing partnerships that the studio has made. I know that with Thrustmaster, that's kind of a pretty favored peripheral system for
absolutely,
racing games.
Yeah.
So
that's very popular.
Yeah.
I got some questions coming in on the Gamespot comments of sort of Project Cars stuff we've had up on the site, and people are curious about that range of cars. About is it licensed cars and tracks, or are you guys have you created any of your own original tracks or original cars or anything like that?
So depending on the racing discipline, most of the tracks are authentic tracks that you'll see. I think some of the tracks are created by the developer, but that might be more for like kart series type.
Okay.
But a lot of the racing here that you see, whether it be Le Mans or the GT or the tracks, that's going to be some authentic tracks.
And those kart series racing, they've got like loop-de-loops and jumps and items and stuff like that, right?
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, so Project Cars, it's coming out this year.
Yes, it'll be coming out in November of this year. The PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the Steam platform, and then in 2015, the first ever Wii U version. So
no kidding.
That's going to be pretty crazy too.
You're going to be like, tap the Wii U thing to honk the horn? Because honking horns is like an integral part of car racing on a professional level, as I understand it.
That's been my feedback. I wanted a horn in there so I could,
Hey, we're community. We're giving you community feedback.
My voice counts. My voice counts.
All right, so Project Cars coming out in November, and again, for folks who are interested in sort of keeping an eye on it and maybe contributing, are there forums or a website they can check out?
Yeah, there's plenty of forums. They can go to the WMD portal and find the Project Cars page in there, or they can go to projectcarsgame.com as well.
All right, Brian, thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Talking about Project Cars.
Hi there, I'm Anna Prosser-Robinson for Gamespot here on the front line at San Diego Comic-Con 2014. I have found a very cool miniature studio over here. I'm standing with my new friend Dylan. Dylan, what do you do?
I'm an animator on Robot Chicken, which is produced at Stupid Buddy Studios. And right now I'm animating some shots just for Comic-Con, just doing a little demo of what it's like to animate on Robot Chicken and how we do it.
I noticed right away that you've got a very special power glove here. What's going on there?
I modified this power glove to be a Bluetooth controller for Dragon Frame Stop Motion, which we use to animate the program, which we use to animate Robot Chicken. And I've been using this for a couple of years. I wear a power glove to work. It's pretty awesome. I love the power glove. It's so bad and all that.
Not many people can say that they wear a power glove to work or that it helps them do their daily job.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been using it for about 2 years, so I think I probably have used it more than anyone has ever in the 25 years of the Power Glove. I've probably used it more than anyone.
Very cool. So tell me, you told us on a large level what it is you're doing with the glove, but can you explain for someone who might not be too familiar with animation, what exactly are you controlling with these buttons?
Well, so with the number pad here, I set it to switch me back and forth between my individual frames so that I can track the motion of the characters. So that's how we know, like, when we've moved the character enough or when we haven't moved it enough, when we need to move it more. So I basically set it up as a Bluetooth keyboard so that I've set all the hotkeys to control the different components of the program,
That is the coolest Bluetooth keyboard I have ever seen, officially. What kind of films are you making here? What's going on in this scene right now?
Right now I've got old Clint Eastwood being beat up by young Clint Eastwood.
Why is that happening?
Well, I figured I might as well pit them against each other and see who comes out on top. I think my money's on old Clint Eastwood because he's got some young Clint Eastwood in him. So I think he knows his moves and all. He'll probably win.
An epic battle indeed. Well, could you show us a little bit of the animation process, like what each frame looks like?
Yeah. So right now, so old Clint Eastwood is coming up, and I'm gonna give him a little bit more, right, just like this, and then I'm gonna check to see if I did that right. Yeah, it looks right. Yeah. And then this Clint Eastwood's gonna stabilize out, and then and we'll take the frame there.
I love he's got the little frowny mouth on.
Yeah, that's like his gritting teeth mouth,
Are those mouths little stickers I see here?
Yeah, they are. We use little stickers. I also added this little retractable tweezers so that I could take sticker mouths off and put them on the characters. Like I would probably put it on. And then he's got. Now he's got a little mouth on it.
Such expression, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This has been very educational, and I love the inspiration of using a game controller that may not have been so useful in its day for something that is much more useful now.
It's important to improve upon the past,
Exactly. Well, let me know what you think of that modded Power Glove. I'm certainly impressed. Are you? Tweet at me at Anna Prosser and let me know.
Hey, welcome back. We're live. Here, Chris Waters, Eric Tay.
What up?
Eric, we've been
Yes.
giving away some stuff. Got some goblins claimed. Got some entries for the Mega Man helmet giveaway. The Grand Mega Man helmet giveaway. This thing, a limited edition Comic-Con collector's item, if I'm not mistaken. Eric, don't drop it.
Tell them how heavy it is.
Eric, how heavy is it?
I don't know. It's probably like a few pounds, maybe?
Does it fit on the Whimsyshire Goblin's head without too much squeezing?
I don't know.
Here's how you win it. Photoshop a cat as Mega Man or any other character in the Mega Man series. Tweet it to Gamespot and PC Brown, because Peter Brown is a generous benefactor sponsoring this giveaway, and he's going to choose. We have some entries already. Do we have that one handy to look at? Maybe we will by the end of this toss. We've also got Witcher comics that are still unclaimed, as well as a bunch of these Halo Nightfall posters starring like Spartans, would-be Spartans.
Coulter.
They're gonna be Spartans. They're not Spartans. This is the guy who stars in Halo 5 Guardians before he's in Halo 5 Guardians. It's cool. Tay.
What up?
Are you just like cuddling with that thing?
I don't know. I was doing like, little hand gestures while you're talking to kind of just like.
Pass the time?
Kind of.
Kind of. Could you do a dance number at least? Let's see it. Oh, I was talking about with the cat, but that's cool.
Oh.
I'll take
sorry.
I'll take Tay dance any day.
Turn it down for what?
All right, so we're giving I think the goblins are both spoken for.
Are they?
At this
That's
point,
unfortunate.
yes. Lizzie24 and Olak. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Fantastic. Let's see what's coming up next, shall we, Eric?
Yeah. What is coming up next? Did you refresh it this time?
Yeah, let's see if my information's accurate. Why don't you guys listen up? Tell me if I'm wrong about anything. All right, we've got another gameplay demo coming up for a tactics game, War Machine Tactics. So if you folks are into XCOM or Final Fantasy Tactics, you're going to want to stick around for that. We're also taking a look at some Batman cape and cowl stuff.
That stuff's really cool.
So what was that all about?
There's like I think there was a collection of, I want to say 70. Hopefully that's somewhat accurate.
That's a big number.
But different designs of capes and cowls, like cooked together, obviously. And Warren and Anna went and checked that out. So there's going to be a whole little montage-y, nice little video with a bunch of cape and cowls.
Very cool.
Designs.
Very cool. But first, a look at Project Totem, a game showed off at the Microsoft Game Showcase. A cool little indie game. Oh, there we go. Nyan Mega Man. That is our first entry in the Cat Photoshop contest for the Mega Man helmet. Hopefully we'll see some more before the show's out. And over the weekend, you have a chance to enter. The victor will be decided next week, just like the victor for Big Nady Drake over here will be decided next week, based on whoever retweets that GameSpot tweet. But for now, Project Totem here at San Diego Comic-Con.
Maybe.
Hey guys, Justin here at San Diego Comic-Con. We're hanging out in the Xbox Gamer Lounge, and I'm talking with Forrest, who's one of the producers at Press Play Studios, and she has a really awesome project that she's working on right now here in the Xbox Gamer Lounge. It's called Project Totem. What is this game exactly that you've been working on?
So this is a minimalistic puzzle platformer from Press Play, located in Copenhagen, Denmark. And we've got a co-op and a single player, and we're just going for a sort of very minimal but playful and challenging game.
And I guess the best way to learn about the game, to describe it, is to watch it. What's going on the screen here right now?
Yeah, so the basic premise is that, so we have a single player right now on screen. The basic premise is that there are two totem pieces that you control with one input. So he's using the left stick, you can use the D-pad or the left stick, and you have to use the environment to basically offset or align the totem pieces and get through your levels.
What was the inspiration behind this game? It's a very distinctive art style. I don't feel like I've seen something like this before.
Well, this is definitely something fresh and new for Press Play, but we do always go for playful. So we were in the completion phase of Max the Curse of Brotherhood, and our composer and audio engineer was actually needing a creative outlet, and this was a side project for him. He was sort of sitting around his house one day and thought, wouldn't it be interesting to control two characters with one input? So he started working on this in his spare time, and there was a party, and there was some drinking, and one of our studio directors, Ola, had this vague memory the next day and said, "Hey, Aska, I remember you telling me about this super interesting game. Can I see it?" So then what happened was the studio directors all got really excited about this project. We put a team against it for a month and prototyped it, and then we took it to Greenlight, and this is the project. We have a full team of about 14 people working on it now, and we're aiming for end of this year to release on Xbox One.
So why totems? That's a very distinctive thing to pick up on as the main character, basically. Why totem?
I think that the guys, Aska and Boat, actually are two brothers who are really behind this project and leading the project. I think they just thought it would be really fun. I think that they were like, Aska, as I mentioned, is a composer, and I think he was really interested in this sort of music and this vibe and these beats, and I think, and it made sense, to have two pieces. And the other premise is that as you go through the game, you're collecting totem pieces and you're building the great totem pole, so it makes sense.
So as it goes on and on, you're actually adding more pieces that you're going to be controlling.
Correct. And as you finish a level, if you do better, you see the points in the corner. The better you do, the more awesome your totem piece is. So you might have sunglasses or a gold pipe or something like that. So.
And you also occasionally have to change the color of your totem. So like you can switch, you have green at the top, but that can be purple when you need to get past these kind of obstacles right there.
Correct.
And you're collecting, it looks like start buttons on the Xbox controller.
It does, actually. Are they? Yeah, I never thought about that before. It's true.
But I guess they're also triangles that fit up with the upper left-hand corner.
Yes. So with each pickup, basically it's a point system, and you collect them, but each time you die, you lose it. So we're playing around with different ideas, like a hardcore mode where you can't die.
And I don't think it needs a story because I love puzzle platformers just for themselves, but is there a story behind why they're exploring these crazy catacombs?
Yeah, so the background story is that there is a good shaman and a bad shaman, and the bad shaman basically destroyed the great totem pole of the world, and it's your job to resurrect it. So that's the story behind rebuilding the great totem pole.
And of course, you need multiple pieces to make a big, awesome totem.
Yes.
And so you're based out of Copenhagen. I'm sure you're a little bit jet-lagged, but is there anything you're really excited about seeing here at Comic-Con outside of the Xbox Lounge?
Oh gosh, I actually saw there's some ID at Xbox games over there that are very, very interesting. I think Lovers is super interesting, and
Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping my eyes out for that.
Cool, and yeah, a lot of really awesome indie stuff here. Xbox has been supporting that in a really cool way, and it's awesome to see these kind of smaller indie titles getting so much love. If you want to try it yourself, you can come by the Xbox Gamer Lounge, and for even more Comic-Con news, stay tuned.
Hi there, I'm Anna Prosser-Robinson for Gamespot here on the front line at San Diego Comic-Con 2014, and I'm at a very cool event with Gaz. Gaz, how are you doing?
Yeah, great, thank you. This is a celebration of Batman's 75th anniversary. It's the Capcom Create exhibition. It's basically an art exhibit. We've taken the Batman Arkham Knight batsuit and we've given it to a load of artists, creatives, celebrities, and they've just done their own thing to create whatever it is they wanted to do, their own version of the most iconic suit in crime fighting. So we've seen the guys from Scribblenauts, they've created their own cape with like loads of classic DC characters on. We've got a Los Angeles tagging version over here. We've got one that kind of looks like an ice cream with a waffle cone. It's just a celebration of Batman, a celebration of art, and what better way to do the 75th anniversary in style? Well, I think Batman's suit is the most iconic suit in crime fighting, right? The Batsuit is when Bruce Wayne puts that on, he becomes the Batman, and so the way that we approach our game design is always to make the player feel like Batman. So I guess you could say in a sense that our game is the Batsuit for people who pick up the controller.
Great. Well, in terms of Batman Arkham Knight, when can our viewers look for that game, and what special things should they really be expecting and being excited for the game?
Well, one of the cool things about the Batsuit that we've designed is that it interfaces really well with the Batmobile, and the Batmobile is the big thing that we finally wanted to bring to the Arkham series. So it's totally drivable, it's totally awesome, and when gamers get a chance to play it in 2015, they're gonna see why.
Yeah, I did get a chance at E3 to see that Batmobile, and the cool tactical movement that you've got going on there is really exciting. So I can't wait to check that out. I'm sure you at home can't wait to check it out as well. Let me know what you're most excited for Batman Arkham Knight by tweeting at me at Anna Prosser.
Out on the show floor at San Diego Comic-Con is a large, hulking machine battle monstrosity thing, and Jay Katarpalil from White Moon Dreams is the guy behind it. Jay, the game is War Machine Tactics, and you guys are on the show floor in a big way.
Yeah, actually, so War Machine is actually an IP that's built by Privateer Press, and they wanted to expand it, and we were really crazy about it. So we actually launched a Kickstarter last year that that did really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And here you are with a game that's playable.
Yeah.
It's going to be real. Kickstarter games do happen.
That's right. That's right. We actually decided to kind of go big with it. So we instead of kind of building like a small casual game or something, we went for like a full turn-based tactics game with a 20 mission single-player campaign and 48 playable multiplayer units and like more stuff come in and all kinds of craziness. So
Very cool.
It's going to be a good time.
Well, we've got a match set up here between you and your buddy Matt, and you guys are poised to start doing some damage to each other. So
That's right.
Why don't you get these? Are these the eponymous war machines?
Yes, these are. I'll walk you around it a little bit here. So, anybody who's a fan of XCOM, like we're nuts about XCOM.
good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good.
XCOM and Final Fantasy Tactics. A bunch of us are still playing that too. We took a lot of cues from XCOM and then there's and then War Machine itself on the tabletop plays. It's a tabletop miniatures game where you're building squads and growing your army and then taking it out against other players and stuff. So here we've built a squad and we have our Warcaster who's whoops.
She's standing behind the giant war machines, but with this like really sick-looking pick, and ready to do some damage. What's she got? Some weird engine on her back.
Yeah, she's got a little steam plant on there.
Nice.
All these guys are steam powered, and she also wields a bunch of magic too. So we'll get a little bit of that going too.
Cool.
She controls these warjacks.
The big guys.
The big guys. Yeah. So here we have the Juggernaut, and we got the Destroyer back here, and then we got a bunch of infantry guys. We got the Winter Guard right here. This guy is the Winter Guard Rocketeer. He's got a little bazooka type thing with him, and then we got the Man-O-War here.
Oh, okay. The bazooka guy, I'm like, he's got to be crazy to get on the field next to this giant war machine that has an axe the size of him and a cannon.
He's fearless, man. Look at it. Hang on. Let's.
Are we gonna get in there?
Yeah. Look at that beard on
Look
that
at
fellow.
that steely determination. There he is.
That's some. We have
ready to
real
go.
beard action there, so he can take on anybody. So our Warcaster here, Sorsha, she controls her Warjack, so she's gonna assign some focus points to them that allow them to do special stuff.
Okay.
And we'll get going. So we're playing Khador. That's one faction. We ship with 4 factions, and then there's 2 more coming. So this is Khador against Signar. So here's one of the Warjacks from Signar. There's another one here. This is the Charger.
Practically tiny compared to the other ones.
Yeah. He's a light Jack, and then we got another Jack who's got a big old buff on him. So that's the Lancer, and then here's the Warcaster for Signar, Striker.
Nice hair. So the buff is, is that a Warcaster thing, or did the other sort of?
So the Warcaster he's put a buff on this unit that gives the unit more defense.
Okay. So you probably want to focus your attack on the big guy right front and center, right?
Yeah, he's looking like he'd like a piece of that. But since we're in the middle of battle here, I'm gonna go ahead and take this moment to use my caster's feat, which is it's an attack that you have once per game. But since there's a couple of his guys around, I'm gonna take advantage of the situation and.
Icy Gaze.
Icy Gaze. And
that's just boom.
So that froze whoever was in her line of sight.
Okay.
So then I'm gonna
start taking some pot shots.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, go right up next to him
and just start beating him. So I change my facing. Facing is important in the game, and start beating on him. Let's boost
so
his
much
damage.
Better for you to attack from the side and to not leave your side or flank exposed.
Right.
That's the whole facing mechanic.
That's right. You gotta watch your back, and people can kind of creep around you and stuff like that. You take a lot of advantage of that. So
you got like
three
separate attacks on
Yep.
that guy?
And that's the whole power of like the Warcaster can assign more focus to the character, to the Warjack.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy, well, this guy's going to take a little pot shot at him. Oh, actually, we'll use the rocket launcher.
And it's given you...
Yeah. Oh, no damage. Didn't do enough damage.
Now, did you like clip your Warjack there? Is there any friendly fire?
There is friendly fire, so you got to be careful. If the thing has the rocket, some effects have like area effects.
Sure.
You know, so you can wipe your own guys out, and sometimes you want to use that. Like Warjacks have the ability to throw characters, but sometimes you want to throw your own guys like into the middle of their fight or into the middle of their squad and just start, you know, beating on them from the center.
Seems like a bit of a kamikaze maneuver. I mean,
Well, you know.
throwing a dude into the fray, but hey,
it's
a tactic.
That's right. It's a tactic, and it is a tactics game. And Privateer's whole motto for the game is play like you got a pair.
All right.
So
a pair of jacks.
You can call it whatever you want.
All right. So this Warjack is like on the ropes.
Yeah.
That's what the squares is all that is its health.
Is his
presumably?
health? Yeah. And since I've frozen him, all my attacks for sure are going to hit. So let's.
Right, because it's on dice rolls _ this entire combat system.
That's right. And actually, we have this whole combat log right here. Actually, our UI is all temporary right now, but you can see in our combat log, you can see everything. Everything is recorded.
Mm-hmm.
So in case anybody wants to get nerdy about it or something at some point, all the information is right there.
I think with a game as tactically in depth as this one, the question is not if someone wants to get super nerdy about it, it's when.
That's right. That's right. So you can actually scroll back through everything, and you know there won't be any arguments to have.
And speaking of when, actually, talk to me a little bit about the sort of learning curve here. Do you guys have sort of, you know, tutorials set up? I mean, certainly there's a certain amount of tactical awareness that can carry over from the games you mentioned earlier, like a Final Fantasy Tactics or an XCOM.
Yeah.
But you have all these systems that are unique to War Machine.
That's right.
So if someone's not familiar with the tabletop game, how are you guys sort of welcoming those players into the game?
So we're doing a lot actually for that. So you know, aside from you know manuals and stuff that you can get online,
mm-hmm.
the 20 mission single player campaign
mm-hmm.
is an extensive walkthrough, not only through the game and all the little nuances of it, but this amazing lore and the world that like Privateer have actually built. It's really, really cool. So actually the owner of Privateer and the guy who came up with War Machine and everything, he actually has written the story and wrote all the dialogue and everything.
Oh,
so
no kidding.
He's super hands-on, and it's really cool.
That's cool for you guys to get to have that kind of connection to the source material.
Yeah, it's really nice, and you know, the fact that we can work so closely with them means that the game is really authentic to
mm-hmm.
everything that War Machine, you know, that War Machine players, the existing War Machine players are, you know, familiar with. So.
All right, so you're putting your guys right in there. I feel like
this
it behooves you to finish off the.
I'm gonna give it a shot, but I gotta like.
You got other concerns.
He's gonna come out strong here, or he's gonna come out at least swinging. So we go for. I'm gonna try and hit that guy over there.
That's a long range shot.
Yeah.
He was out of the freeze radius, so.
Yeah, so he wasn't frozen.
But that was a pretty strong roll. I mean, you almost got him. Were you expecting to knock him out?
I was hoping to, because this is, I mean, look at the size of that guy,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. You figure, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to knock that dude on his butt.
If I rolled a little bit better, I would have done it. Rolled 15 to hit 10 out of 3 dice, so.
And you were telling me this earlier, but the sort of
mm-hmm.
folks are seeing the blue outline, the red outlines. That's sort of a familiar language in terms of XCOM games.
That's right.
The blue you can move and still take a turn.
Mm-hmm.
The red is you can get there, but you can't do anything once you're there.
Right. So we'll actually do that. We'll move somebody into some trouble there.
The danger zone.
That's right.
And then the yellow is the sphere of influence that the Warcaster has?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Very good.
I remembered.
And the game, the way War Machine itself is played is, you know, like it's not one of those games where you kind of like run up and shoot and then like back off. it's all about like getting into people's faces and fighting. So like one of the things that's happened here, we have these two guys who are face to face now, and they're actively engaged with each other. If one of them breaks that engagement, they are prone to get spanked really hard. So there's a whole concept of free strikes. If you get too close to somebody and don't engage them, you can take massive damage. If you try and run away from a fight that you're engaged in, you take massive damage.
Is that just because running away will leave your flank exposed for the next player's turn to just punish you for that?
Right.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that's one of the many things that really differentiates the gameplay styles between other tactics games and
you're not sort of doing this stop and pop stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like once you're in it, and that's sort of a very aggressive mindset.
Yes, yeah, it's very much about being aggressive, or like sneaky. So
when you say sneaky, I mean, I'm looking at the battlefield. I don't see a lot of guys who could do some sneaky maneuvers.
You're seeing 2 of the 4 factions here.
Mm-hmm.
There's another faction called Cricks, which they have strength in numbers, but they also have a lot of they have a lot of interesting tactics that you can use, units that can pass through other units and things like that. So,
okay.
So you'll
which might be good for, battlefield positioning certainly, and also taking advantage of the facing mechanic.
That's right.
All right, take this ironclad out. Come on.
Let's see if we can do it. We got a 74% chance to hit. And the probable damage is 2, but if we crit, we can get 4 to 6.
You just need 1, right?
We just need one. So let's hope the dice gods are with us.
I believe in you. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Count it.
Crit. All right.
He's going down.
He's down.
Oh.
Sad time for Ironclad. All right.
All right. Now it's Matt's turn to beat up on you a little bit.
Yes.
We'll see how that goes for you. So what's his smoke bomb? I mean, I feel like it finished. So so you're also seeing on the combat log sort of the duration of different buffs and status effects and stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah, you can see everything. You can see everything that that both players are doing, and that's having an effect on the game.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's probably allocating focus and then figuring out. Looks like he's got his Lancer selected, so he's gonna try and do some damage with the Lancer.
Now during this phase, you're just kind of sitting back and watching, and maybe like you're planning your rebuttal.
You're planning your next move. A lot of people have we've noticed a lot of people like spend a lot of time going over the stats of all the other units, and we're also implementing a dynamic camera system, very similar to what XCOM had. So you can, anytime anything is going on the field, like if you want, you can have the camera like zoom into it and take a very cinematic angle to it.
And watch this small soldier just getting stabbed repeatedly by a spear twice his height.
Dude, his beard is keeping him safe.
Power of the beard, all things are possible.
That's right.
Now this is a 1 versus 1 multiplayer match that we're playing on a LAN connection. You mentioned the campaign. That's a single player affair against sort of pre-established scenarios you guys have?
Yep, yeah. So there's a single player, and then there's also a single player mode we have that's just called Onslaught, where it's AI are just coming at you. They just keep coming at you, and it's a survival mode.
Sure.
Basically. So we have that, and we're going to expose that to our dedicated server setup, so people can A
lot of your guys are all of a sudden lying on the ground.
Yes, he cast Earthquake, which just knocked a bunch of my guys over. So now they're quite sad.
Sorry, you were saying about dedicated servers. I couldn't let the dudes lying down on the job go without comment.
This is one thing we keep. How do we make them not look like they're sleeping or lying down on the job? And we just may have to live with it.
I don't know. Could you put? You can't like put debris on top of them, because where did that come from?
Right. Mysterious debris.
But in terms of the online,
online, what we'll have is we already have matchmaking going, so you can play with your friends over Steam and all that sort of thing. And we have dedicated servers coming up, so people will have ranked servers, and we'll be doing tournaments and things like that. And we have some awesome sponsors actually behind us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're gonna provide really nice prizes. I'd like to win some, but I'm sure I won't.
But no, you are not able to win them when you work for the company, as I well know, because we give some cool stuff away here on GameSpot that Chris doesn't ever get to have. I can touch it, but
you can
then
touch it, yeah.
I don't get to take it home.
I got that close.
Well, I mean, so this battle, how long would a battle like this take? I mean, we're sort of, I feel like we've sort of goaded you guys to get right into it for the sake of the demo, but you know, if you were like really sitting down, really wanted to win this one, give me a range.
The battles, like when you get pretty experienced with it, it's like about 25 minutes, 25 to 35 minutes, and then when you're just kind of figuring things out, it's like 45 to 55 minutes. It's along the same lines as like Dota 2 or League of Legends. You know, you get in, you spend a good amount of time on a match, and there's a lot to it. You know, just like those games, like every character is very unique, and then the way that they play with the characters around them is really unique.
Is also, you got to take. So you need to know your characters and the enemy equally well.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of learning. You guys have like online resources for this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine you're drawing from established War Machine canon, right?
Yeah.
So are you using those same kind of statistical values? As
Yeah, a lot of the
tabletop game.
We've taken the values and we've made them kind of proportionally fit to what we have here. So in some cases, like they're 1 for 1.
Okay.
You know? But there's a lot of resources for people. Like you can select an enemy unit and you can see all of everything that they can do here, and it's not in just yet, but we have pop-up text that comes up.
That'll
for all
explain
these.
each individual thing.
And then there's
just what I need.
There's actually the people that are already playing right now have been writing like detailed stuff, like this guy does this stuff and this is how you should use him, and people are starting to make their own like guides. So at some point, I think their information is going to be better than ours.
Hey, that's great. Crowdsourcing the information, that's a real powerful way to create resources in this day and age. It's pretty awesome.
I mean, they do such a great job at it, you know.
Well, if people are intrigued by War Machine Tactics, where can they get it now, or do they have to sort of wait a little bit for it to...
So you can actually hop on Steam right now. It's on Steam Early Access. We're heavily soliciting feedback. You know, all the information that we can get on like what people think about the game and balance and what you'd like to see and all that. And if you get it now, we're also including a whole new faction so you'll have 5 factions to play with and another 8 extra units. So you get a total of like 20 extra units to play with when the full game releases.
Right on. Any idea when the full game is going to release?
A few months, actually.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck in the remaining
Thanks so
months,
much,
Jay.
man.
Thank you for coming by and showing off War Machine Tactics.
Absolutely.
That's on Steam Early Access right now, folks. You can check it out. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. What did you see, Tay? What was your favorite thing? What'd you like?
There's a lot of things I saw. It's always good to experience the Comic-Con since I haven't been able to walk around. You know, that end shot was pretty great.
Yep.
All the stormtroopers.
Yep.
That was a crap ton of stormtroopers. That we were both oohing and awing.
Stormtroopers. There's always a lot of stormtroopers.
I know, but not like that. Not like in a setup like that. I haven't seen that many in one setup. We're oohing and awing at the Iron Man thing. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that thing. It's like a pyramid of glass, and then it's sort of these little projectors project the Iron Man suit like clapping onto the figure. It looks that cool.
One of these days we're
according to
gonna
Mary
have
Kish and
something like that for you, where it just like switches your shirt.
Where I'm just gonna sit here very still
Yeah,
in the chair,
why
and it's
not?
gonna go like whomp. It's just another T-shirt.
It's like, what would you like Chris to wear now? Boop.
Dress up.
Dress up, sure.
I mean,
everyone likes dress up, right?
You have character customization in video games. Why not have host customization in your live show?
Yeah.
Think about it. GameSpot. That's us. Anyways, folks, the giveaway marches on. We've got Witcher comics. We've got, no one has actually claimed this yet. It looks like Witcher art, which is cool.
Yeah.
Geralt's cool. But in the back is a little card that gives you access, early beta access to the digital adaptation of the Witcher adventure game, an upcoming board game by CD Projekt Red. Also, a digital comic, so if you want one of these guys, sound off in the GameSpot chat. And we got some Xerotols. Xerotols.
Xerotol.
When we say Xerotal, it sounds like a prescription drug, which it's not. I mean, I don't know. They don't look consumable.
He's clear because he's a Dark Templar, and you don't see Dark Templars because they usually are invisible.
Thank you for explaining that to me,
Yep,
Eric.
so now you
What
know.
are these words on the front?
Oh gosh. Ukor de Jacan.
What does that mean?
I don't
Come on.
know. I don't even think,
speak
I've never
Zergle?
heard him say that before, myself. I don't
What have you heard him say?
Protoss. I don't speak, oh man, I don't even know. You're putting me on the spot.
Yes,
I can only think
am.
of High Templar
Why do you
stuff.
think you're on the couch? To be on the spot. Like, metaphorically speaking.
I like that. I see where you went with that.
Yeah, I like that, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, folks, a reminder that not only are we giving away a bunch of Halo Nightfall posters still, Witcher comics still, the Witcher board game still, we've also got the Nathan Drake, courtesy of our friends at Sideshow Collectibles. Go ahead and retweet GameSpot's tweet earlier today for that, and the Mega Man helmet. Oh, it lights up on its base. It's pretty sick.
pretty
and
sick.
you can get it by photoshopping a picture of a cat as Mega Man or any of the Mega Man characters.
Yeah.
I would like to see like a Rush cat. That'd be weird.
Actually, I was just gonna say that, but then I was thinking that sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, we'll be giving those prizes will be fulfilled next week on early in the week. I think one's gonna be on Peter Brown's live stream Megabit at 11 a.m. on Monday.
Yep.
And the other one we're gonna be giving away on Twitter because that one is worth a lot of money apparently.
Don't tell the people that. They should want it because it's...
Because they love Nate. They love Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
Nate Drake and
Nate-
his half
Nate
tuck.
Drake.
Huh?
Remind them what they do with the other stuff too.
Oh yeah. So Twitter is how you win these things. But all this stuff on the couch, just call it out in the chat. I mean, we're in there. We're checking it out. Eric and I are both chatting, and Dan is back here. Chat with us about what you're about to see, which includes a lot more cosplay.
Yeah.
For one, which is one of the best parts of Comic-Con, let's be
I think
honest.
so, yeah.
Yes, naturally. Also, we're going to take a look at Hall H. Eric, tell people, what is Hall H?
Okay, so
No?
we
This
are,
document.
You're just getting tricked left and right. Maybe I should, production, because, I'm normally part of production, so, I know what they're...
Do you know what's up next? It's the thing I got mad about before.
Really?
Ubisoft! Yeah, we're going to actually, this time, go check out Ubisoft games. They had The Crew, they had Assassin's Creed. I think there was some Far Cry 4 in there, too. So, obviously, 3 big games, 3 of the big ones being shown at San Diego Comic-Con here. We're going to go take a look at them out in the wild at the Ubisoft booth.
Alex Amancio, creative director on Assassin's Creed Unity. The obstacle course is amazing. We actually had a lot of people come and try it. We have good records, but the leap of faith is actually the funniest one because, when you look at it, it's pretty high, but you don't get a real sense of how high it is until you're up there. And we see a lot of different people. So one person stood up there for like an hour. Everybody was encouraging and they couldn't jump. Another one, his mind wanted to jump, but his body just wouldn't let him. He kept moving forward and he kept clinging to the side of the bar. He was at one point he was on his knees trying to jump down. was funny, but he ended up jumping. So it's always surprising when you see people whose costumes. I mean, we're looking at the stuff of Hollywood. Like these costumes are intricate, they're amazing, and yeah, fans really like the universe, and we're really happy to come here and actually present the game to them and let them, have fun in the obstacle course and even try out the leap of faith.
So we're down here, I'm creative director on Far Cry 4, so we're standing here in this blistering heat, sweating like pigs, showing off our game. It's moist in Far Cry 4, yeah. So we're trying to recreate it here in the booth. No, we did a panel, we've done a bunch of stuff on this side. It's a really tricky state where you want to keep showing people stuff, but at the same time you don't want to spoil everything, you want to have something, left to excite people, so there's a bit of that. And also Comic-Con, it's a good time to get, sort of face-to-face with fans. I really like Comic-Con, I push to come because people are positive, everyone's here and they're excited, it's not so much, a picky show where everyone's like trying to find an angle, so it's just nice to come here and talk to fans and answer their questions. Yeah, if you have a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 4, you can invite 10 of your closest friends. Obviously, we talked a lot about the world, about Karat, about all the new toys we have, the elephants you can ride, the new vehicles, the tuk-tuk, the new weapons. I'm trying to think of what we're allowed to talk about and what we're not. We've got so many cool things we're still yet to show. Probably, I think one of the interesting things we're talking about lately is that we've tried to bring the anecdote factory, like your ability to tell your own story, into the narrative as well. So you'll be fighting with the rebel faction, the Golden Path, in Far Cry 4, but you can influence who wins as the leader of that faction. You can change the direction of the organization. So we're really trying to get people to actually tell their own story, even within the narrative this time around.
We've got a huge setup inside where people can play the game inside car cockpits. So it's the demo that we had at E3. It's something that people have been getting a real kick out of. And I've got pictures of tiny, like 7-year-old Spider-Men playing the game that I'm sending back to the team. It's going really, really well. Plus we're at the Xbox Lounge. So we're a little bit everywhere, and because the game's playable, a lot of people are getting some hands-on time. This is the first public showing of the demo that won Racing Game of E3, basically. So it's really conflictual for me because I'm having fun in San Diego, but the team back home, they're monitoring the closed beta. So we launched the closed beta this week. We've got 150,000 keys that have been sent out. People are playing and sending us feedback, and that's the feedback. We've got qualitative feedback and quantitative feedback. And the thing that really strikes people the most is the size of the map. The recreation of the US and this promise that we had of no loading, drive from coast to coast if you want. That's real, true. And people are getting their hands on and realizing, okay, it wasn't just bullshit. It's actually something that people can do. So we're getting phenomenally good feedback. Plus, people are playing together. People who don't know each other, they're cooperating in missions, they're competing in missions. So it's exactly as we designed the game, but it's, when you launch a sandbox game, you're never sure, and here it's validating a lot of the choices we made. So it's really positive news so far. The most important thing is this closed beta is just the first step. I think we need to do it again, maybe a second, a third beta, and people can get some hands-on, get some demo time on it, send us some feedback. It's only going to improve the game for its launch. So I don't have specific dates to announce, but that's something that we haven't even talked about before. So that's a Comic-Con exclusive there.
Prosser Robinson for Gamespot here on the front line at San Diego Comic-Con 2014. Today I am hitting the show floor in a little cosplay of my own, and I'm on the lookout for the best Disney cosplay. Very good. Mulan, you look absolutely stunning and exactly like I would see you in the movie. How did you come up with a costume like this?
Well, I made it myself and I did the wig, which was fun because I don't think any human actually has this much hair. But I modeled it after the ones in the parks, so yeah.
And how did you make this comb? It looks exactly like the one in the movie.
Oh, thanks. I made it out of paper clay and I painted it. And I actually had a wooden comb and I like sculpted over it.
Very, very cool. What made you choose Mulan as the character to cosplay?
Well, I love Mulan and I love Disney and I physically look the most like Mulan. So I was like, oh, it's a natural choice.
You guys are dressed together as Disney characters. Tell me about your costumes.
Well, we've always loved Disney, and my favorite princess has always been Ariel, so I figured why not be her for a while.
And you?
Well, I'm not into princesses, as you can see, so I'd rather do a villain, which I love.
I've seen Ursula, but I've never seen Vanessa. Very well done. What's your favorite piece of your costume?
Oh, I have to say my contract and my shell. Since my shell is really special, it glows actually, so I can turn it on. And it glows.
Wow, Ariel's voice is in there.
Yes!
Hi, I'm Anna. What's your name?
I'm Princess Tiana.
And Tiana, what went into the making of this beautiful dress?
Actually, I didn't make this, but I did design it. I picked out the fabrics and I drew like my little interpretation, and then I actually had a friend who designed it for me.
It's fantastic. What made you want to cosplay Tiana?
I've been cosplaying Princess Tiana since the movie first came out, and I don't know, she's just, when the movie first came out, it was just like such a cool, interesting new princess that was out there. So this is actually the redesign.
Oh, very nice.
Dress. So this is 2.0.
I found a friend who looks quite nice next to me, if I do say so myself. What's your name?
I'm Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. I'm Anna. Tell me about what went into making your costume. You said you made it from head to toe yourself?
Yes. This is actually my 5th run of the costume. I hand cut over 2,000 sequins, laid all the jewels down. I took 3 wigs and sewed them together.
So you really went for accuracy, too. You didn't go for an interpretation, because this looks just exactly like what...
It definitely is. The only interpretation I took was I made different snowflakes for her hair, because I liked a little bit more glitz and glamour in there. I thought it'd be more fun.
Hi, I'm Anna. What's your name?
I'm Sarah.
And Sarah, tell me about your cosplay.
Well, obviously Snow White from Disney. I made it last year actually in about a week for Comic-Con. I got to fix it up a little today, so I'm really happy to be wearing it.
And you made it all yourself?
I did.
And why did you choose Snow White?
I think her design's really cute for one thing. I do love Disney, so I don't know if she's my favorite character, but she's definitely one of my favorite costumes. And
she seems to fit you really well.
Thank you so much.
Did I miss your Disney cosplay? If I did, let me know by tweeting me a picture at Anna Prosser. Hi there, I'm Anna Prosser Robinson for Gamespot here on the front line at San Diego Comic-Con 2014. I'm checking out cosplay today. And it's always fun to cosplay by yourself, but it's even more fun to cosplay in a group. We checked out some of the best groups of cosplayers here at Comic-Con 2014. Bear a striking resemblance to the people that you're cosplaying. I walked up and it's immediately clear, oh, there they are. Does it help to be cosplaying in a group like this where people immediately recognize who you are?
We get attacked, yes. It's, a lot of pictures.
You've had quite a lot of attention, yeah?
There's a lot of attention, but also we get moved around by security a lot because it tends to form a crowd.
Is that cool for you as somebody who's wanting to represent a character you really believe in to show that off here?
Yeah, I really like it. It's fun, and I think it's a good way to promote, feminism and, women in comics and in movies.
So much fun. If we cosplayed together, what would we go as? Tweet at Anna Prosser and let me know. Hi there, I'm Anna Prosser Robinson for Gamespot here on the front line at San Diego Comic-Con 2014. It's day one and we're hitting the show floor to find as much cosplay as possible. Let's check it out. About your cosplay?
I am Sith Lord Krenahi from Star Wars The Old Republic. It's my own personal character.
My character is Lorne from Angel the series, which is the Buffy the Vampire spinoff. And he was my favorite character in the whole show because he was this very flamboyant demon who owns a karaoke bar.
Run into some Avengers. What's your name?
Captain America.
What's yours?
Captain America's favorite USO girl.
What's yours?
Thor, God of Thunder.
And you?
Hawkeye.
It looks very convincing. What about you?
About 30 hours of glue, spray paint, and foam.
The foam, is that what this is made out of?
All foam. Bottom of spray paint cans turned inside out.
Very resourceful. And how long did it take to create the hairdo?
Well, that's why I went to the store, because I wasn't about to shave or cut my hair, and it just fit. So I said, Thor I am.
It's 237 different stuffed animals wrapped in a two-piece suit.
It's amazing.
Yes, it's pretty hot, but it's worth it.
Day one, so there's sure to be lots more cosplay in store for us. Let me know if you're going to be wearing something awesome or if you've seen awesome costumes on the show floor by tweeting at Anna Prosser.
Big thanks to Anna Prosser Robinson for all those check-ins from all over the place at San Diego Comic-Con, one of the folks bringing us, and you guys, a lot of the flavor of Comic-Con outside of our awesome live stage show here. Justin Haywald is joining us now. You've been out and about as well, my friend.
I have, and the reason I'm here is because I had some breaking news.
Breaking news!
I was incredibly unimpressed with your reaction to this news because
That's not the breaking news, okay? The breaking news is not talking crap about me, man.
Anyway, so I just came from the Monster Hunter 4 panel,
All right.
and it was going long. Like, it was basically a PowerPoint presentation about Monster Hunter 4, and at the very end of it, he's like, all right, we're running out of time. I'm just going to show you this one trailer, and then we'll get out of here. And you hear the Zelda music come on, and then you see Link come out in the Monster Hunter 4 universe, just start wailing on monsters with the Master Sword and his shield. It's like, so Link is going to be a playable character in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on 3DS.
Well, when you describe it like that, it sounds really cool.
It was totally awesome.
Before you just came in, you're like, hey guys, Link's going to be in Monster Hunter 4.
That is not how I said it. I was giddy with
dramatic
excitement.
reinterpretation.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Going with what Chris said, he was like, oh yeah.
That's just how I am in general, though.
Cool.
But it's really cool. He also, so the trailer is probably going to be up on the Capcom Community blog and also on Gamespot.com pretty soon.
All right.
So they showed him fighting with the Master Sword, but also using all of the traditional Monster Hunter weapons. So he's fully integrated into the game. It looks like it's not. Maybe it's a costume, so it's more than just like here's one-off character that you can do a couple missions, and it looks like you'll be able to like take his full costume, all of his weapons, and play as him basically in the game.
Right on. Do we have like boomerang, bow and arrow, hook shot, etc.?
Yeah, no, we saw him like up climbing some ladders, throw out a boomerang. He did not play the flute. There is a wind instrument in the game, so he didn't have the ocarina, but he had all of his the bow and arrow as well, which is also a part of regular Monster Hunter, but they made all of the weapons look like they fit in that Zelda universe as well. So
nice.
Really, really cool.
And what better place to show that off than Comic-Con?
Of course. When you want breaking video game news, you come to Comic-Con. I know I was waiting for that exclusive to come out. I was sitting there in the panel and I'm chatting with one of my other news guys because he's going to help me write up stuff. And I'm like, yeah, there's not going to be anything here. It's just a PowerPoint presentation about Monster Hunter 4 weapons and monsters. Mm-hmm. And then at the very end, I was like, oh shit, never mind. There's links. Start writing this now. Just put it up on the site. Like I have no assets. Just put a picture of Link.
Just put it up there. We got to go. That's
it.
how the news breaks. Justin Haywald, thank you for coming on, sharing that news.
No, thanks for having me. I'm very excited. I'm going to go play it.
And did you also get yourself some swag?
I went over to the Blizzard panel and I bought one of these because there was no line. Oh my God, what's wrong with you people? There was no line to get one of these.
What appeals to you about Zeratul?
These clear?
Yeah, can't see him.
He's just clear. Come on, he's cloaked. Get it right. He's cloaked.
But he's clear here. He's not very cloaked. I can see him.
I can see him, Tay.
I don't know.
Too literal.
He's right there.
God, you guys are the worst.
He's inside the box.
You guys
pretty
are the
clearly.
worst.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are giving away all this stuff. Still got some Zeratools up for grabs, some Witcher comics, but most of it has been claimed by our GameSpot chatters. Thank you guys so much for being in the chat, on twitch.tv/GameSpot as well. It's been fun to chat with you guys throughout our live show. 2 reminders about the big stuff we're giving away. We've got the Mega Man helmet light up on its pedestal dealio. This is like a real rare Comic-Con type deal. To win that, go ahead and get a picture of a cat, make it look like Mega Man, do some Photoshop magic, and then tweet it to GameSpot and PC Brown on Twitter. That's Peter Brown's Twitter handle. He'll be adjudicating on all the images. And inside this big one from our friends at Sideshow Collectibles, Nathan Drake from Uncharted 3. He's doing this mantle job. He's got the AK in his hand. He looks really cool. It's a big statue. About that big. Anyways, it's in there. We're going to send it to you if you retweet GameSpot's giveaway tweet that was posted earlier this morning, and we're going to be giving that away early next week. Tons of fun stuff coming out of San Diego Comic-Con. Eric Tay, thank you for joining me on the shows, man.
Thank you for having me. Didn't want you to be alone anymore.
I appreciate it. I really do.
Being locked in this room a long time with no one else.
It's very cold here. I think I'm the only person at Comic-Con who's like cold. Or, well, me and Dan and Julio and Jen and Ryan and all the guys who are here running the show. So yeah, that's it for GameSpot's live coverage of San Diego Comic-Con 2014. Thank you so much for watching. Congratulations to all the winners of our giveaways, the givers of our winaways.
Yeah, givers.
If you didn't, of course, if you were watching the show, you saw a lot of our videos from Comic-Con, but there are more on the site. There's more articles, previews, and news. Of course, be sure to check all that stuff out over the weekend. And we'll see you back here on GameSpot for more live show goodness on Monday. Thanks again. Have a great weekend.
GameSpot, Chris Waters.
Watch on the table. Should I? You can keep it on or on the floor. It just seems a little weird to put on the table. It's like I will give it away if it's on the table. I will call like a tweet. If it's on the table, it's GameSpot property.
Okay, go ahead.
Brian Hogg's watch.
Ready?
Yep, that is. Did we get a shot of that? I think we should do the whole demo that way.
I don't want to distract.
So Brian.
I don't want to distract. I don't want the watch to distract.
Yeah. Something seems different about you.
Yes.
Well, we got a quick pause here, and CT was in the house. Guys are interested in.
Alright, that's fine.
You like when I do Fat John.
Oh my God.
Want to enjoy it on the go? Do you have like a mobile version?
Yeah, we sell a bottle. It's a portable bottle.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Bottled iced coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. I got you. All right. And is that? But is that compatible with the DLC, or is there's sort of a separate thing going on?
Right. So you're going to have to buy. There's different DLC. It's more of an insert.
Okay.
If you go with the bottle version. But you get the same experience. You get the same type of coffee, the same sort of price structure, and let's be honest, who doesn't love iced coffee?
Welcome to Comic-Con.
Please tell me you recorded that. Don't go viral like that.
That's going on mine in the
gift. It's gonna be a gift.
Been around the block.
Yes, yeah. I've seen things. I've done
things.
Anyways.
Well, we've got a lot of enthusiasm in the chat here for iced coffee. A lot of questions coming in too. Do you mind if I?
Yeah. What do they want to know?
Okay. I guess they've had experience with other beverages and like adding flavors to them, sort of customization, if you will. Right.
We're not ready to talk about any flavors just yet.
Okay.
It's something we're working on, but as long as the fans are telling us what they want, I'm sure we're going to try our best to give it to them.
That's all right. Okay. So did you see that video? Do you know what American Ninja
I saw
Warrior
American
is?
Ninja Warrior, but
Yeah.
I don't know the person.
She was the
about.
first woman to do the course, and it was incredible because she's also like not that tall, much taller than 5 feet.
Okay.
So like stuff that other people can just reach, she has to like leap between.
Did she make it all up that big tall shaft and everything?
Oh, she made that look like it was fucking cake.
Wow!
She was
Wow!
just like whoop 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 whoop.
That's crazy.
It was incredible.
I mean,
that's coming out this fall. Steam, Xbox One, and PS4. Be sure to keep an eye out for release date news on Gamespot.com as Phoenix Rage's release date approaches. But and maybe we'll give some of these away on Twitter.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Chris Waters.
All right. This is how a professional polishes his expensive device.
Is that how you get mentally prepared?
Yeah.
Rubbing your tablet on your thigh?
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
All right. Yeah. Visualizing it.
Stroke the
making
ego.
It
There you go.
happen.
There you go. Focus.
All right. Okay. So is there a place that you guys have a forum or like a Twitter handle that people can reach out to you at?
So icedcoff.ee.
Okay.
You can go there, and there is a form you can fill out, and there are some flavors to choose from. But we have other ideas that if people want, there's a field they can write in things.
Oh, okay. So they want to get a little creative there. Yeah.
Yeah, and luckily our engine for this is pretty straightforward. It's just water and beans.
Okay.
So if people want to add something, I'm pretty sure we can make that happen. It's not
Well,
gonna be
yeah.
too
I mean, I think in terms of the beverage genre, the mod community is just so vibrant. I mean, people. Yes.
I have to make up for my lack of skill in this.
Excellent. Making up for lack of skill with showmanship. I approve. Good checking.
Sebastian Reichert, creative producer. Thank you very much. And the face. We have to change the face. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not Sebastian. It's all wrong.
Man, I look really different on camera.